Well, hello there, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Thursday? I hope you're doing great wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. You give the most valuable thing you possess, and that is your attention and time. So it's an honor. So glad to have you here. I hope everybody is doing good. There I am. Hey, Steiger, looking pretty good, dude. Yeah, thanks very much, man. So what's up, man? Good to see you, ladies and gents, and hope it's a happy day for you. If you've got the smile in your heart, I'm telling you, man, and ladies, you're heading to a different zone. True. So let me speak favor over us all. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Going to talk about that. Perfection. Yeah. So many solutions, but not one right answer. Weird, isn't it? Yeah. But there may be so many right answers that there can't be just one answer. So anyway, favor be upon us all. And I trust that your life and your reality is manifesting as you have planned so far out. Hey, Robert V, what's up? Chloe, much love to you, darling. DC, what's up? Pin greeting. John and Deborah. John Price, what's up? Farzana, how are you, my dear? Are you still over in, is it the Netherlands? Am I right on that, hon? I was thinking of you not too far in the distant past. So how fortuitous. So it's good to see you. Hope you are doing well. And who else? Grace, what's up, girl? Good to see you. The doctor in from Punske. Is that Punske, Pennsylvania? Good to see you, my friend. Monkey Experiment. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. And hello, London, McLovin. Good to see you, brother. Jeanette, what's happening? Go all the way from Croatia. Much love to you, brother. Peace be with you. We're always the head, never the tail. We always come out on top, never the bottom. Yeah. Mr. 8487, how are you doing? Respect to you as well. So Shirley, what's up? Saw you talking earlier. Good to see you, my dear. Bernadette, there's a song about you. Like, I always like doing that. When Brandy, the same thing. It's like, hey, do you know that there's a song about you? Yeah, and it's a good one too. Linda, how are you doing? Linda Espinoza. I love that. Espinoza. That's one of those names that it's spirit because it's Espinoza. Anyway, I digress. Well, I can't digress. I can only go forward in this realm, right? Even if I'm walking backwards, I'm still going forwards. Weird. I agree. Amanda, what's up? Good to see you. Lori, hello. Saw someone earlier from Houston, Texas. What's up? Good to see you. So I'm going to give a well done shout out and plug for Ryder Lee, Raised by Giants. Sent me him and Jay Widener have been working on, it's a major film. It's a phenomenal documentary in the format. He sent me the screening. It isn't released to the public yet. And it's about 92, 97 minutes. What I have watched so far is excellent. And Ryder, I just got to give 5 stars to you, brother, and excellent voiceover. You have a talent there, and Jay as well, and the organization and the style of the way that the film was shot. It's really something worthwhile. And so when it's released, get out there and support him on that. Again, in fact, I'm going to have Ryder on, let him talk about it. It's always better to hear from the creator than those who are watching the creation, right? So they say. I believe that. And also, July 27th, having Penny Kelly on. Been wanting to have her on for years. So going to we finally nailed down a date. That's what is it? 2 weeks from today? I think so. Yeah. So it's a Thursday, so looking forward to that. And getting David Dubane on here as well with Adapt 2030. So yeah, lots of good stuff. Really looking forward to having Penny on. And if you haven't ever checked her out on her channel, Penny Kelly, just get out there. And she also has a website, I think pennykelly.com. So yeah, gonna have fun with it. There's Brandy. How you doing, dear? We was just talking about you. Ruby, good to see you as well. Hello. So one of the things I want to bring up, because folks, you know, a tsunami, and thank you for everyone I'm graduated to a splint now, which is far out. I can breathe, man. So anyway, Red Honey, what's up? Good to see you. And Paul, Joe, so many great people. So yeah, I'd say Brandy, yeah, exactly. Yeah, she is a wise woman. I would absolutely agree. I'm looking forward to that. So there's a lot of stuff happening. Master magicians know that one of the greatest tricks of deception is the sleight of hands. David Copperfield, any of you ever saw one of his shows in Vegas? The same thing. I saw that and saw Siegfried and Roy. And, you're sitting right there and how do they do that? Well, it's distraction. And some of it is actually real illusionary magic, because this is what this reality is illusionary. Strange stuff going on. Speaking of which, so, who's ever conducting this orchestration of chaos and, allowing each aspect of chaos to have, its standing part. And it's if you're not aware of it and you say, well, I don't want to really think about that kind of stuff, that's cool, but you really need someone around you who does. So I've talked on this so many times, but it bears coming out, because folks, when a tsunami hits, you don't see it unless you're on the receiving end. And the weird thing about it is, it's the 7 principles. This realm is all mental. Second, everything is cause and effect. And you don't see the tsunami coming, because what you didn't see was that there was this earthquake. And then after the earthquake, cause and effect. And that cause and effect is ever causing an effect as it moves forward. And when it hits upon you, that's when you say, oh, crap. Remember Fukushima? Did a whole video, go back in the archives. It's, showed you the creatures that came up out of the water. That's some weird stuff. And the people that were completely caught unaware. I mean, you saw a car driving, and, he's driving next to the seawall. Got no problem with that, except when the seawall goes up about 100 feet. So skies above, how are you? I've missed you as well. How are you? So good to see you. I mean, I tell you, I love this group. It's like, you've been on a long journey and you sit down and it's that chair that fits your contour. It's like, oh yeah, man, it's far out. So much love to you, Lynn. Good to see you as well. So check this out, folks. Allow me to pull this up as I'm coming over here. See, I know where we are. The bus has already left, and y'all just talk amongst yourself. So check this out. This is a reality. But the interesting thing is, it's amazing how this reality is purposely invisible to a vast majority of people. Yet, this is a reality that has cause and effect written all over it. And folks, you can go back in the archives, and this number right here, that's the national debt. That's the outstanding debt, represents the face amount or principal amount of marketable and non-marketable securities currently outstanding. And as you can see, that number is at $32.5 trillion. Yeah, it's well, you can look down here and you can see the US debt ratio to GDP, right? Well, and that's what happens when you divide the debt by the GDP. That negative is 122%. Over on this one, it continues to increase. This is a reality. Everything you're looking at here has cause and effect. And whether you want to ignore it or not, it is impacting your reality. Now, this is for the United States. I don't know what it is in the other countries. I don't live there. This is the country I was born in, so this does concern me. Now, if you're like 50 and younger in age, this is, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be younger. See, I didn't have to face this. My generation, and I don't know whose fault it is, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. I mean, this is reality. And when you look at this right here, so this is the per debt of the citizen. This is from the U.S. Treasury, U.S. Census. This is the debt per citizen equals the U.S. national debt divided by the number of U.S. citizens. I often think about people who are coming over into this country. You're not realizing what happens here. Yeah, you may want to be here, but are you ready to take on the debt? Because you immediately become chattel. And you're a marketable security, is what this is. So you go over here to the revenue side, and look at this where the debt has turned. This is we're talking. We've already spent, $1 billion. Boy, was that fun, huh? It's like, man, where did that go? Boom. So you look at the revenue coming in. And so this is interesting because now this is not me. This is the United States government. So this revenue per citizen, this is really interesting. So U.S. federal tax revenue per citizens consists of the income tax, payroll tax, corporate tax, duties, and excise taxes divided by the total number of U.S. citizens. So the accountant is saying, well, regardless of how you look at it, they're going to contribute at least, in this case, $14,000 a year. You may not even make $14,000 a year, but you're going, but you pay for it. I mean, you do it in, the taxes on everything. So then you drop down here, and then you've got this federal debt, right? Then you've got this state debt. That's $1 trillion. And that adds another $3,770 of debt that you, if you live in the United States, you deadbeat. Don't you see this? You're now in debt. You owe right now the United States government Well, let's see. We had the 3,770 to the $97,127, which, by the way, is increasing. It's counting. That's over $100,000. Holy crap. And then you got local debt. Those are the bond issues and, all those other things that if you're not actively involved in that process of, when these issues come up in a community, don't matter. Because now we're going to add another $7,058 you owe. So now you're at, let's just go ahead and round it up. You're at $120,000 and counting. You're probably saying, there's no way any person can pay that off. There lies the conundrum. Why am I showing this? Well, folks, the fact of the matter is that you get this number right here. So this is total debt to the gross domestic product. And that is the total of all government debt, including state, local, and federal, divided by the gross domestic product of the United States. You're at 136.52%. Now, if you in America or individually, or even if you have a family, got to have a budget of some kind. The point is, if you were to be doing this as an individual citizen, most likely you end up in the place where they got bars and it ain't the type where you can order a drink from. So this is a big deal. Technically, the United States is in a state of bankruptcy. Our debt far has outstripped what our country is worth. Now, some say that the United States is worth, probably, I think I read somewhere about $127 trillion. Now, those are pre-inflationary dollars, so that number is probably obviously increased accordingly. But the point is that when you have this, and if you look at this, if you look at the interest, I mean, this adds another $14,566 to, now you're about $125,000. And the thing about it is this kind of debt and interest, wow. Now, you get into some really interesting things because, for instance, you look on this debts one, go here to personal debt per citizen. Now, this is a real interesting because if I hit that, it says the personal debt per citizen equals the total consumer debt, including mortgages and revolving and non-revolving debt divided by the number of U.S. citizens. So what that is saying, you may not even own a credit card. Some people just don't use them. Which at today, with the average rate, the average rate is 21%. It's a wise thing. But anyway, it's accounted to you. And that's $73,583. Wow. So now you owe, you're getting close to $200,000. Still got a little ways to go. I mean, we're right about the 180. But there also is an upside because, we do have things that, we can sell to the world and et cetera. But, apparently we have the savings per family. Now, this is interesting because this is the liquid cash in personal savings for all U.S. families divided by the number of U.S. families. And so what it's saying, now this is real interesting because it's saying that the average citizen or family, Family is composed, the nuclear families, figure about 4, 2 adults and 2 children. So how many am I talking to right now? Well, I can't see it, but there's a lot of you. So how many of you have $12,757 in your savings account? Am I hearing, I don't have that in my account? Well, somebody does, at least according to these numbers. And of course, then it breaks down to the population. Population of the United States right now is considered to be 334,975,139. U.S. income taxpayers, that means that's how many pay taxes, is 128,116,861. According to the United States government Census Bureau, the workforce in the United States is 162,416,763. You're beginning to feel like, that chattel feeling, like, what the hell's going on here? And then you look at this thing about you have unfunded debt. So now you got this unfunded debt, and of course it's singing right all along. That's Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, defense, war, etc., interest on the debt. Now, if you look at that interest on the debt, now that's a scary situation. Look how fat that counter is clown. I mean, you can't pull enough $1 bills out of your ass to get that one caught up with. So, folks, this is bad. What this is saying is that this is pretty much unsustainable. Now, here's one other thing, because I got other things I want to talk about. So this is the demand by country for gold. You can see in China, they're buying up a lot of gold. Well, at least in this case, this is what they're buying. 36,702,897 ounces. And you would think that that would be an indicator that something is going on, because we got this thing called the Brits. And this is a reality too. This has cause and effect on, well, if you're in the United States, big time. So you can go by country here and you can see that, why is one country buying more gold than another? Those are the right type of questions to be asking. So here's this bottom number right here. Right now, the demand is outstripping the supply. Current demand in 2023 is 167,734,856 ounces. Now, if you look over there in the gold production, there's the reality. Worldwide, the gold production is 127,905,480 ounces. And you see it's being updated. So you're saying, so what? Well, this is a big so what, because here in the United States, we are about to enter into the new reality of having, give me one second. Here we are. And then we hear the ambulance drive by. Hi, guys. So I brought this out because this is going to have, it's already here. Kind of what I'm talking about here is that, and you're hearing this on other channels, but This is family. This is, and thank you, by the way, for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hitting for 50,000. I think we can hit 50,000 subscribers. So tell your friend, tell your mom, tell your kids, come on over and subscribe. But anyway, thank you. And thanks for hitting the like button. Appreciate it. There's another cause and effect that's going to impact us. This whole thing with the dollar, and now we're going to be going to a digital currency when we're competing in a world that has gold-backed currency. I mean, you don't have to be freaking Einstein here going, let me see. My calculus, right? I'm just doing, my abacus is right here. That's right. Does anybody got any more beads? I need more beads on my abacus right here. Come on, because I'm running out. This ain't adding up. and I'm telling you, it's not adding up. And it's a wake-up call. I find every minute that we get to spend together precious. I mean, because reality is at some point in time down the road, somebody is going to screw up. That expression, I'm not of this world, I'm in this world. I'm out there meditating this morning, and I am sitting there just absorbing this radiation, what we call the star, our sun, and talking to, the spirits, Ricky Tai. Yeah, exactly. And for some reason that passage came into my head. And then I heard this come out of me. Well, I'm wearing a pair of pants. I'm in the pants, but I'm damn sure not a pant. I went far out. Those are like golden nuggets. Like, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Got to store that away. So then I'm sitting there thinking, because I'm having this discussion to whoever that great consciousness is. I know it responds, because I'm sitting there and I'm digging, the trees, and the trees. Trees are excellent ballet dancers. I mean, they have. If you watch how the wind, how it is carved and how it fashions itself and imprints itself upon these magnificent beings, trees. And then the leaves and how they react and dance. And you can see that if you have a big enough tree like we have, some of these are 60, 70 feet tall, that you can see them dancing on the top, but at the bottom, that's very still. So that's the type of energy that you and I are immersed into. And it's just fucking far out. That's all you can say. There's sometimes when, expletives are completely appropriate in defining an emotion, defining a state of consciousness. And so I'm having this conversation about, accountability, responsibility. And I said, in the current paradigm, if that which created this paradigm can't accept responsibility, then no one is to be held accountable. There's no foundation for accountability. And then I said, okay, because, you've got to talk up and step up to this. I said, because this realm is in complete chaos. I said, and if this is the result of the most supreme, highest consciousness, intelligence, if this is what is produced from something that is supposedly above all things else, omnipotent, omnipresent, et cetera, then holy crap. I mean, how do you get this from something that's supposed to be so far above us that we don't have the ability to apprehend, much less comprehend? And I'm saying, yeah, Come and answer that. That's what I put out the challenge. And I'm doing this sun thing, many of you who practice that, you know what I'm talking about. It's intense. You can really get carried away. Literally carried away. And so then I hear this question inside of me. Well, then who are you? Describe yourself, Steiger. No. How do you fit into this equation? You're saying you're not of this place. That's cool. You're in it. Okay. So that means I'm immersed into some sort of energy here. It's pretty far out. And you said, and I heard this voice, and it said, and you said that this is imperfection. You're saying that this is completely messed up. You asked the question, why is it necessary for all this to be happening? And then I heard this, and this, folks, is what I'm sharing with today. What if this is exactly the way things are supposed to be? What if this is not a mistake? What if this is exactly what is supposed to be happening? Because here's the deal. I'm a PIM, a P-I-M. Maybe you are too. But if you were to ask me who I am now, I can definitively say I am perfection in motion. You see, in chaos demands perfections, comes in because perfection needs chaos. And what perfection does, it takes us and it brings us all the way through. And then we come back to this place where perfection exists. But here's the thing. Think about this. In order for perfection to exist, there can be no action. There can be no thought. Because immediately when you have thought, it's a vibration. And that vibration then is created out of perfection. And as it goes out into what we call chaos, it's in this process of evolving that it will come back to be perfect. And so as messed up as the world is, as helpless as it looks like this thing is, maybe that's exactly what it's supposed to be. And altering it would be a sin. To try to change it would be trying to change the very force of nature itself. The mantra, let it be, is more than just a mantra. Let perfection be. Each of us, in our own uniqueness, you are perfection in motion. I mean, is that far out? I know wherever you are and wherever you're listening, you've got 1,000 things going on. But what if this is not what we've been told? Contrast, everything is against everything else. Everything is divided. But that's how perfection is brought forth. And that this is the right path at the right time. Kind of says to me then, far out. The best thing I can do is to begin to say, if other people just realize that you're already perfect, there's nothing you can do, nothing you can alter. I mean, Scotty Boy and Brian. Hey, Blazing River, how you doing, my friend? Brandy, the rest of y'all that are listening, I mean, you're perfection. I could never be you. Wouldn't know how to be. You can't be me. Trust me. It's a lot of fun, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I'm there, and I'm just sitting there just meditating, I'm realizing I've got this code. Now I have a code that's similar to everything else, but there's one part of this code that is uniquely me. It's you have yours, which makes you and uniquely you. And somehow or another, we're in this realm, and it's a wild place. And many people can get lost. But it's exciting to see that there is hope. This is beyond hope. This is writing. In my youth, I loved surfing. This is riding that curl wave that takes you about 100 yards, it's a thrill, man. You're just riding on the wave of destiny and fate. Anyway, just thought I'd share that thought for you. And I wrote this down. I said, absolute perfection is no energy in motion. Kind of like 0 point energy. It's absolute stillness. But perfection creates chaos and brings it into perfection. It gives perfection a purpose. Because perfection is so multidimensional, multifaceted. The journey has no time limit. We're talking something that is even outside the realm of space and time. We just visit this place because it's fun for us to see this thing called time as it's perceived. But when we transcend back to where we've come from, and many of us are on a journey, I would say the vast majority of all of us, we've got so many journeys ahead of us. And I have no doubt that we will meet again in other realms. I think that in many cases, we've met many times before. That's why we're attracted to one another. There's a vibration. There's a harmonic effect that, it's like, yeah, I really dig this. And it's so multifaceted within its substance. But we always seem to find ourselves, we find each other, and I think that we actually enjoy the immersion into chaos. Because it's within chaos that we create. Chaos within itself demands creation. It's true. And that's where you come in. You've created your own uniqueness, and you carry those as memories. They're your memories. They're so precious. And you carry them with you. It's part of the perfection. I mean, folks, it's well worth the price of admission. It's like, okay, Drum, how are you doing? Good to see you. Mary Wins, how you doing, darling? So, kind of dig it, man. This thing, it really is to think that I am perfection in motion. It's the experience. You set your own rules as to what is or is not in your code permissible or not. I always found it interesting, the passage in the New Testament where Paul wrote, I believe this was in the book of Ephesians. He said, all things are permissible, but not all things are profitable. And I found it was really odd because, he constructs many things and do's and don'ts and thous and blah, 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 blah. But I said, wait a minute, dude, you just said that if I wanted to go smoke that joint and I'm in my own house and I'm just sitting back, man, I can do it. There's no sin. Or, if I want to do whatever it is, ain't no sin. In fact, it goes on to say, it says, because one thing is all right with one person, well, with another person, it could be, a freaking deadly sin or something, get hung up on that sin thing and it's going to send you out. Hey, Nina, what's up? Good to see you, darling. Gilbert, how you doing, buddy? It's true. Perfection. Yeah. Yeah, Brandy. Yeah, it is. It's one of those books that, I still, it's part of the initiation. I mean, it's insight to this realm that, depending on your point of view, it exists. I mean, the artist of the Dark Ages and the Renaissance period and et cetera, they knew the guy that was peeking up over the firmament and looks inside and go, holy crap, there really is something beyond there. Yeah, there really is. And, I don't know what these other beings, this other whole hierarchy is about. Apparently, there's this whole thing. But here's what I do know and I do recognize. They don't want us. See, once you wake up from the apple, and the parasite is been flushed out, you're forever an outsider. Get used to it. It's not bad. There's a lot of us out here. In fact, there's far more of us than there are them. And that's cool. I mean, you can let them work that out in however many eternities it takes them. Meanwhile, people who are getting on the Steiger bus, and there's a lot of other buses. I mean, and by the way, we just don't roll with wheels. We fly, baby. We're off to other parts, other destinations. We're preparing ourselves right now, having conversations like this, watching other people like Penny and so many other channels. I mean, it's all part of the preparation. Yeah. Like, this is far out. I love that when people always got this thing going on, the thing with sin. Yeah. Folks, the only sin is the sin you create within yourself. And, quit beating yourself up, man. Give yourself a hug. And I don't mean just like a pat on the back. I mean, get into it, man. Really just give yourself a hug. How many of you have told your bodies today? This body is the image of what I associate myself with in this realm. That's pretty fucking important because it is the image that I carry forth that will be added to my essence when I'm outside that freedom, but I'm going to take it with me. I love the covenant relationship I have with my body. My body's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it has some points, but but it's dealing with billions of other things that I don't even have to think about. That's far out. The same way with you. Your body is making freaking billions of decisions. billions of processes, life on many levels. It's happening in you right now. I love my body. I just speak to it and I said, you know what? You are really far out. Good looking too. Man, I'm going to take you with me. You know, it's like Neil Diamond says, don't wake me up too soon. I want to fly across the moon. You and me. So let your heart light shine, right? That's all I got to say, you know? There you go, Scotty boy. Yeah, send yourself some flowers. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, seriously, there is nothing wrong with that. It's what makes it exciting. You know, there is so much negativity, so much crap going on. You know, when I see these government officials and they're supposedly under oath, right? And they proclaim to be Christians and they lying their ass off. They're doing exactly the opposite of what they say. And I have a little alert for you folks that do that shit. See, what you're doing is that you're mocking your God. Listen, that ain't my God. Many people claim that God, that, and I'm telling you that here's where it's going to bite you in your ass, man. See, if you mock this God, it's got a nasty, nasty attitude. And when you mock it, it's going to mock you. So, Mr. Ray, you might want to read your Bible again. Not mine, yours. You're the one who claimed ownership. I'm just telling you. And the rest of y'all, not this group. I'm talking about metaphorically that, you know, those people that deal in the potions of lies and illusions and deceits. They're practicing a magic. You see, if you have a proficient in lying and deceiving, you're working a magic that you have no idea or understanding about. Well, the vast majority don't. There are those who do, and they use those tools very effectively. So effectively, it's sometimes hard to tell who is and who isn't. Hey, Pearl Jones, good to see you. But it's true. I'm telling you, it's amazing what we are immersed in. It is. Someone wrote, and folks, I haven't returned emails because, quite frankly, it's really difficult to type with a pinky, and I've done so much with this one to overcompensate this one. Now this hand is sore. Get that. So anyway, that said, you know, you talk a lot about Lucifer. Why are you a devil worshiper? I pecked the answer. Said, well, obviously you don't know who I am. I am perfection in motion. But anyway, I said, you would quickly realize if you've read any of the work. By the way, I'm getting close to, are you ready for this? 5,000 podcasts. Holy crap. And the vast majority of you all have been with me. What the heck is going on here? Freaking 5,000. But anyway, I said you quickly would realize that your perception of Lucifer and my perception of Lucifer ain't the same. You know, you view him and are afraid. I view it and say, far out. Let's talk. You know, share some tea. I don't drink coffee, but I don't know, do the spirits drink at all? They must. Think about it. Moonshine is called spirits. Hard liquor is called spirits. Now, isn't it odd that with the flower, y'all know what I mean, Jane, you know, Mary, that isn't called spirits. So when we get into this distillation process, and that's some alchemy, and then the end product that has been altered now is called spirits. Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate that, brother. And you got to love. They come here to have a drink. Yeah, it's that classic scene, though. All of us know the movie Ghost, right? And the spirit that finally taught Patrick Swayze, who left much too earlier. My wife loved Patrick Swayze. I know a lot of women that do too. Gotta tell you, he's actually a pretty cool guy, wasn't he? But it was that great scene where that spirit, the ghost was saying, if I could just have one cigarette, just one cigarette. And I'm thinking, holy crap. You saying we don't eat on the other side? I think we do. I mean, we got a clue, right? Manna, supposedly this food of the angels. So that means they eat, they consume. And I keep on saying, you're going to get laid on the other side. Yeah. I think there's a lot of sex going on over there. I really do. I mean, if sex is really a point of consciousness and more than a reaction to the body. I mean, it's all mental, right, baby? It's all mental. It's all up here, huh? Well, it seems like that story of the myth of those 200 angels fell. They knew exactly what they wanted. That's all I got to say. I mean, come on. I mean, you just start adding this stuff up and you're going, well, okay, it may not have this physical cellulose, hey, Jenny, body, which I love. I mean, you look at some people through life and they don't like their bodies and what have you. Yeah, I dig mine. My goodness, I mean, it houses this organ, this mechanism that wow, it's like having a Super Dave Superman or power hat on. I mean, holy crap! That's all I got to say. But anyway, that it functions in a manner, in a way that. I mean, I think it's why the spirits are jealous, because it's obvious that we carry these forms. I mean, there's enough pictures of Ghost. Otherwise, we wouldn't recognize him as Ghost. Well, that's Grandpa. Well, how do you know it's Grandpa? Well, because here's his picture. Well, then what the hell's with Grandpa here? He looks like this alive, and he looks like that when he's dead. What's up with that? I mean, it certainly beats the whole thing about this reincarnation thing, right? Well, I was reincarnated as, I took out the shit bucket for the Queen of Scots. I don't think I'm going to carry that image with me to the other side, but apparently you do. I don't know. I'm just talking the obvious. I didn't even get to the book. I'm going to be on tomorrow, I believe, but got a great book. I'm going to show you all this, and it's cool. I'm going to introduce you to a race of beings known as Abraham. Now, these beings have a special message they want you to be aware of. The beings that call themselves Abraham, you get to know them, and they will change your life. Yeah. Dreams do come true. That which you focus in on is what you manifest. But there's helpers. Again, this other side is apparently we offer a great deal of entertainment and preoccupation on the other side. Apparently, some of us are in training right now. We already have assigned missions. We're coming back here, but we're not coming back in corporeal form. but we're going to be as physical as any corporeal form could be. Let's see, Brandy, what do you say? Maybe so many ghosts are wearing gowns because the atrocities done to those in the darling, no doubt about it. And that's the other thing. I mean, Ghostland. I was talking to someone recently about Ghostland, and I said, you really don't want to go there. I think a lot of people do. I really do. I think that's why we see ghosts, or we can photograph them. I think they're in this region called Ghostland. While there's abundant of evidence that shows that many others escape that and go on to much higher realms. You see, it's like, like that. And you know, the thing about it is, I was telling a friend, and he's a good friend. He's been diagnosed with cancer. That's, it's a battle, but he's winning this. And I told him, I said, back in 1970, when you were in Vietnam, did you think about the year 2023? I said, no. He says, it was so far in the future, it didn't exist. And I said, here's my point to all this. Technically, we're all dead already. I've transcended. I'm at the beach. I'll be there for a length of time, but I got other places I need to go. I'm already there. I'm living a memory. It's exactly what you're doing. You are living a memory. Now, you have yet memories that are going to be awakened. But here's the reality. You're already dead. You've already transcended. So have I. All of us have. Now, here's something I want to share with all of you. The reason why many of us come together at this point, because we know we're living a memory. You can feel it. You can sense it. It's just a matter of your perspective. That's all. Love y'all. Hope you have yourselves a good day, because it is hotter. There's a sauna outside. Jeez. I mean, Jeanette says, I'm dead. Well, good for me. I made it. That's exactly the point. There's nothing to be afraid of. Hey, whatever is going to happen, I mean, it's going to be part of your memory. You've already lived it. That's the strange thing. If the future is real, then, brother and sister, can you give me a hallelujah that, we did it? And we come back here. Now, there's a few that have moved on. They haven't escaped our consciousness as a collective. They're still here. I somehow sense that many of them come here. They may not have the ability to always be, but I think a lot of them come and visit us more than what we realize. Brian says, you've got a great suntan. It's very true, very true. My wife says, let me see your driver's license again, It's like, okay. But anyway, wow, the hour's come and gone. All right. It's fabulous, folks. And no matter where you are at, The thing about it is, it's your experience. If you have greater dreams and aspirations, well, stay tuned tomorrow. We're going to help along that way. There are so many people who've been able to manifest over the years on this channel. Yeah. And I think in a lot of cases, we've manifested things that we didn't even realize. Holy crap. All right. Yeah, I like a little Grateful Dead. Brandy, it's odd that you say that because I was just listening to them. Trucking down to New Orleans. Anyway. All right, folks. Much love to you. Thank you for tuning in again. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing. I think we can push the 50,000. I don't think that's a big of a problem at all. Expand our family, huh? Some people would say, well, there ain't nothing wrong with where it is here. And I have total agreement with you. I can dig that too. Chloe, see you tomorrow as well. Much love to you and New Yoda. And well, thank you, Rick. Hey, if we don't make it fun, then what the hell are we doing, right? It's like, geez. So Pin greeting, much love to you as well. Nature nurture. Hey, keep on trucking. Exactly. Drum student for you. Yes, good to see you as well. So Casey Jones. I'm gonna have to step outside, folks. That's all I got to say. So keep loving yourself. You'll love others. They'll be attracted to you. People who love themselves, and it's not in a narcissistic way. I mean, there's balance, right? But they'll just say there's something about you, just like being around you, and you're going, yeah, I know. Yeah. So, all right. Till we see each other on Friday. I'd say tomorrow, but does tomorrow ever come? Is yesterday always there?